Hello.
Hey Lucas, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me fine?
Yes, I
You
am
too?
doing that.
All good?
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
Okay, I'll drop Lucy a message.
Yes, thanks.
Yep. How are you doing?
Good, good. I'm excited to be having this session with you. It's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
test to my ability to stay non-technical.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yes, and I realized that this is actually a perfect session for me and Lucy because we are the target audience. Like we don't have any knowledge of like setting up
yeah.
wallets and doing test, transactions, everything.
Even the rest of the Plutus teachers team, everyone's really curious to see how
Mm-hmm.
what your feedback is, and even going forward in the course to
Yep.
understand a bit better what your view is, because it's a bit more functional, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
We always see so much inside the weeds
Yep,
of what's
that is true.
happening, and maybe you can help us keep a functional view of what happens, what do the buttons do, and what are
Mm-hmm.
the expression use cases?
Yes, use cases.
Yeah, what are the use
Non-technical use
cases?
case.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Ready?
Yep,
Yep.
ready.
All good? Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I had some trouble before with your colleague, but I'm gonna try to share my screen,
Mm-hmm.
see how it goes. Share, built and display. Okay. You can see my desktop.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is an Ubuntu desktop because I'm running Linux on my machine. So let's see what I have here. Okay, I'm gonna start by showing you this document, which is basically a guide to what we're planning to do in the next 30 to 40 minutes. So
Okay.
it's going to be very fast paced, and I just pasted in here as session 0 what I had already put together for you in Discord. So for anyone that's going to follow up on this type of spin-off course, you can have all the links here. And so, for example, our colleague that we spoke this morning. And so for today, some context and challenges for today's wallet playground. The teacher's challenge is that I don't talk for more than 3 minutes before passing you the ball and you can do things, because we want to try to keep it practical. And your learner's challenge is to stop me and raise a red flag if I get too technical at any point. Okay. So feel free to do that and tell us we are non-techs and stop the technical chatter. Okay. And then in terms of prerequisites and good to know, so I had sort of the context of, okay, you're non-technicals, but I want you to be agile users. So you don't need to be technical to be a skilled user, a fast-paced user that can juggle windows around and do your work in an agile way. So one of the main things that I wanted to take you through is creating a different browser profile on Chrome so that you really can isolate what we are doing and don't mix it with your standard accounts and everything. Another thing that I want to show you is just a way to toggle between windows. So basically what I think I'll do is already start demoing this, and then I can pass you the ball and you can do it. Okay. So this is a Chrome as you're used to using it. You have the plugins here, and there's this button here, which is my profile. If I come here, I have the option to add another profile. So this will allow us to have a different color of a browser. When I click that button, this came up. I can just do continue without an account, and I can call this my demo or non-tech profile. Okay, I'm going to select the color that's very visibly different than my main window behind. So I can put it to orange and do done. Okay, and now I have my real account where I have all my passwords, everything, and I have my non-tech profile. Okay, Can you go ahead and do this on your side?
Yes. Yep, I've done this.
Cool. So for now, I'm not going to ask you to show your screen, but eventually, if you need to just take me through what difficulty you're having, we can do that too. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this one. So as you see here, it's two windows. And one of the things that I wanted to mention to you as well is because we may need to juggle between windows, the Alt Tab shortcut is really just going to allow us to do this. I don't know if you're familiar with it. As a skilled agile user, it's very common for us to do this thing. So it's just, you're on Windows or?
On Mac.
Yeah. Mac. I think, I don't know if it's Command Tab or something, but anyway. Yeah. So if you just need, probably in Mac, you have some shortcuts in wizardry that you do with shortcut movements, I think. But okay. So I'm going to keep going between these two. Control C, Control V, you're familiar with this one. And adding favorites to your Chrome profile. We can start by using exactly this document or this other one, which is more interesting. So I'm going to send you a link on the chat for today's call. Let's see if I can find the chat. So there you go. And ideally, you would open this link on your non-technical browser. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull this browser window to the front. And when I click it, because it's the last window that I was on, if I click it, it's going to open there. Are you with me? You got it?
Yep.
Okay, so we're not going to need any more chat windows. And possibly you guys are not even going to need your real identity browser. So I can put this one to the side. And now what I was talking about was adding favorites to your browser window. You can here, bookmarks, show bookmark tab. Okay, so ideally, if you keep this one visible, you can really just drag from the locket there and drag something here. You got it? Okay,
Yep.
so this is going to be like, even the goal of this session is also that after you can have your own environment where you can sandbox and play around safely. So you'll always have the possibility to come to your browser and toggle between your profiles. And that's why I wanted you to have your favorites here so you can come back and follow up on what we're doing. So now on your window, from now on, your window should be almost exactly to the one I'm sharing with you. And if you scroll all the way down here, you can click this document as well, which is a non-technical session notes. Got it? And then drag the locket of that one as well to the favorites. And now you have the two documents there. And you're going to get this message, which is just about the document being wide page. I'm going to collapse this button here as well to make it a bit more spacious and continuing to present. Okay, so we've done all this. And now documents that we'll use today. Session pointers is this document. Then the playground sheet is this document. Let me just introduce this one to you very briefly. So these are a lot of testnet websites and dApps that we can play with. It's not a world of opportunities. It's actually, the guys were telling me in Gimbalabs yesterday that for companies and organizations to maintain a live money app and a testnet app, it's a bit hard sometimes. So most of these are a lot more shaky and breaky than the live ones, but it's here that we want to sandbox things for now. So yeah, and there's this tab and there's this other tab here where we have been, getting some signups from colleagues some of them or most of them are technical. I'm going to invite you maybe after the session, or maybe just add your name here, please. I'm going to add one for myself. It's called Lucas Non-Tech. Are you with me?
Yeah. Great.
So if you come to this tab on your browser and click on these ones. Okay, now you're signed up. You can fill in these later, and you can ignore these, which are the columns for the environment, because you're not going to be setting up any development environment or anything like that. Lucy, maybe line 10 for you? Yeah. Great. So yeah, you can explore this a bit after the session. And then what's the next step? So documents we'll use. The playground sheet is something where we can make notes about ourselves and know about each other's wallet addresses. Okay. Now, the third document we're going to need is sort of a text file. You can use Windows Notepad or Word, but even Notepad is enough. I even put this here in text format because it's really as simple as it can be. And just to say that it's a file, that it's not on the Google Doc or anything, and it's your own file. Okay, so I'm going to illustrate that here by coming to my system and creating a text editor. So this is the only window that I'm going to have apart from my browser. And I'm going to copy this template from the bottom up. Copy and drop it in my text file. So now, because we want to save this file, we might as well save it already and give it a name. So I'm going to save it in my desktop as my non-tech wallet notes, testnet wallet. .txt. Okay, you good? Great. So this is really just so that we can overwrite this name, this password, the address that you're going to have, and the recovery phrase. Okay. And this is the total of documents we're going to need. And now let's begin. So like I was saying, I want you to have these tools so that you can use after the session. And the first action that we have is to come to the list of tools and to install the Nami wallet, the Nami browser extension. So I'm going to come here and click Nami, which takes me to this page. And then I'm going to press Add to Chrome. So also notice that that's one of the reasons I wanted you to have a different profile, is that this profile doesn't have any of the plugins that you used to have and on your main and main profile. And by installing this extension on this profile, you're not installing it on your main profile either. Okay. So here I'm not going to turn on sync, and that's it. Can you do this so far? Good. Yeah. So now what happens when you install the extension is that it's hidden inside this little puzzle icon. So you need to come here and pin it so that it's always visible there. Okay. And we can close this one and just go to the node. So install the browser extension, create a wallet, and make a note of your passphrase. All right, so we have an empty Nami wallet that we just installed, and it's really the only option that we have here is create a new wallet. So I'm going to click it. Make sure no one's watching your screen while the seed phrase is visible. Because here, what happens is we're playing around on testnet. We're not meaning to create this wallet on a live mainnet environment, but in the end, it's a wallet is sort of like randomized. It's taken out of a random infinite number of addresses, and it's going to pick one of those infinite addresses to you. And literally, you could create this wallet and use it on both sides, but we just want to use this address on testnet, so we can actually be a bit more, relaxed with our security concerns. And now you see that the Nami wallet has randomized an address for us, and it's giving us the seed phrase. So when this happens in mainnet, you would need to write this in a sheet of paper and never have digital notes of it. But in this case, because it's just a wallet that we're going to use only on testnet, what I can do here is literally just select this and do Control-C or do copy, and then go to my text file and paste it in here. Okay, I'm going to wait for you to tell me you did this. Got it? Cool. So this is the recovery phrase. And now I can say I've stored in a secure place, and I can do next. And now it's testing us. So prove to me that you really made a copy of this and tell me these random words so that you can move forward. So I'm going to put them side by side. Word 5 is orange, after fiber, before velvet. So I'm going to do Control-C, Control-V from one to the next. I'm just going to put my windows side by side as well. And next, I want the word 10, which is insider. And then word 15. Here, there's something weird because of the screen was numbers and then words, and then here it's words and then numbers. You'll see here that it's a bit, you see 2 words are following, and then here we have the number for that word. So here we had the number before the word, and here we have the number after the word. But so for 15, I want hub, which is between road and raccoon in my case. And for 20, that would be chalk, which is between system and try. And that's it. Okay. So I'm going to do next. Let me know if you get to this screen. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. And now we get to the other part. So if you notice, this template had other things here, which we're going to need to make a note of. For now, it's just the dummy values that I had illustrated to you. So now in my case, sorry, I'm going to keep the windows side by side, which is very handy for us to work to, for you guys to work to if you put them side by side. And so the account name, these data that I'm going to put in here, they're not like forever. What's the only thing that's forever in my wallet is the recovery phrase. This one is what I put in paper, and it's like from there, it's going to generate the address and the whole interacting with the blockchain. But these values here, it's like just a label and a password. They're not going to be persisted forever. It's just something that I select here for this installation of my Nami wallet. But I'm going to give it this name. So Lucas Non-Tech, you can give it whatever name you think is appropriate. And I'm going to select the password, which can be this one exactly, because it's not going on the blockchain or anything. I'm just going to use this password twice and know that this is the label for myself. Sooner or later, you would have several wallets, like your pocket money and your investment wallet or your games wallet or something. And that's why it's useful to have an account or a name for it. Got it? I'm going to do create. And that's it. So now we have recovery phrase, a handle name for our wallet, and a complex password that is all saved. And now the wallet extension even disappeared. But if I come here, you see that it's labeled Lucas Non-Tech. It's 0. The password, I'm not going to need it. I can't demo it to you right now. But what I can do is make a note of my receive address. So if I click receive, it's going to show it to me here. I'm going to click it. And instead of this line, I'm gonna write an enter over it and paste my actual new address there. So you see, it ends in, mine ends in CXYA, which is what you can see there. Usually these wallet addresses are so complex that we either just look at the beginning and ending, and that's enough to identify it for us. So I'm going to continue saving this document, and I won't be needing to edit it anymore. Okay, so this is my wallet created, and now let's have some fun with it. So from here, I'm only probably going to need to come for the password, so I'm going to maximize that one. And let's see what else we have on our actions. Toggle to testnet. So here, like I said, by default, it's giving me randomized this address to me. It was aiming at mainnet. So we need to come here to the settings, network, and toggle it to testnet. And you see that it's going to have the testnet on the bottom left of the wallet pop-up. Got it? Okay, so I'm going to go back. And now it doesn't say ADA anymore. This is the icon for ADA, which is the Cardano main coin that's handled in Cardano blockchain. And so now it says T-ADA, which is test ADA. Okay. And now fund your wallet from the faucet. Do you have any ideas where we can find the faucet? No? It's in the tools. Here, testnet sites, you have wallets, and you have the faucet there. So I'm going to go to the faucet. Guys, I'm not passing the screen to you because you're nodding and saying that everything's going okay. But if you want me to slow down, let me know. So now what's happening is I already have a receive address for my wallet where people can send me things. And because we're on testnet, it's like we just go to the tab and fill in our address with some test data. So assuming that you open this folder, this browser window, you can go to your notes, get your address, or you could get it like from the actual Nami wallet. But the only thing we need to do on this page is scroll down where the address is, the address to send the funds to. I'm going to pass it in there. I don't need an API key. It's not applicable to me. And traffic lights. Verify. And request funds.
Oh, hi, Lucas. I'm on the website, but I'm not on this page.
Okay. Can you share your screen then?
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe I need to enable that. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop sharing mine. And are you able to find the option to share screen?
But I still can't. It says host disabled
Okay.
participants.
Now it's enabled. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm here.
Yeah. Scroll down.
Well, I open the website. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. That gave me a chance to pass the ball to you. So now if you could go and get your address and drop it in there. Oh, we're gonna have a problem there. Okay. You got it? Okay, so let me stop you there because I already, as you saw, I already went ahead and I already got a problem here. You see the address that you passed it in, it starts with add for the short for address, and then the hexadecimal. Hexadecimal is just to say that it's numbers, and well, actually it's not hexadecimal, but never mind. But it starts with just address. And if you go back to your Nami on the top and click on the N extension. Okay, now we're still on testnet for Nami, because you see it on the bottom left and on the TATA. Can you press receive again? You see the address that's showing now? It's prefixed with test. So that's the one we want to use. When we toggled to testnet, there's that little nuance there, okay?
Okay, yep.
Okay, so now you can copy that one and paste that one in, and functioning please as well.
Yes, I've already done that.
Yeah, for the test one. And then you
Yep.
can press request funds. And maybe what you want to do as well in your text notes is update it to have the testnet address now there, because I was sort of misleading you, I'm sorry. What's up with the, do you think it went along? It went, no, it's telling you to complete the reCAPTCHA. ReCAPTCHA is that where for me it showed some stoplights.
Yep.
Could
Wait,
you maybe refresh your page and start over
okay.
for this page? And drop your wallet in there on the address again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for some reason it's telling you to complete. Oh, there we go.
I think.
Cool. Functioning, did you get your test data already?
Yes, I've gotten 1,000 test data.
Yeah, your test data rich. Cool. Yeah, me too. So now what we can do at this stage, maybe I didn't put it in the notes, but we can copy our received test address and go and put it into our document so that we know each other's addresses. Would that be okay? So go to the,
Right, I'll stop shared.
yeah. You can see my screen again, yeah? Right. So now we have funded our wallet. We know each other's addresses. I think the obvious next step would be to send things to each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it because it's going to take a second for things to follow through. So I'm going to send to Lucy, and maybe Lucy, you can send to Huangxing.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Cheers. So I'm just going to do, I copied Lucy's address. I'm going to do send. I'm going to drop the address there, and I'm going to send 49.5 test data with an optional message of my first send. Okay. And when I press send, it's going to ask me to put in that password for the wallet. So I'm going to get it from here. Oops. It has this weird behavior where if you focus out of it and then focus back in, it sort of disappears, but it doesn't lose exactly, it doesn't lose all of the place where you were. So you can confirm. Okay. Now, this is like, it's submitting the transaction to the blockchain. And the way that things are propagated through the blockchain is what I like to call hearsay. So your wallet is talking to a specific server that's going to connect with the blockchain servers. And it's just going to start a rumor, let's say, that Lucy wants to send something to someone else. And that rumor is going to be confirmed, and the hearsay is going to become stronger and stronger that this transaction should be included in the blockchain. And eventually, when no one disagrees with that, it's really starting to be confirmed by the servers. And I'm just illustrating what's happening right now. That's why, because your wallet is always asking them, could you tell me again what Lucy's balance is? And yeah, that's why it takes some seconds sometimes. But now you can see on my screen that I've have an outgoing transfer of 49.5 test ADA, and it's still saying 1,000 there. I'm just going to click out of it and back in. Because, like I said, things start getting confirmed and etc. So what we have there is someone sent to me, which probably was punching.
Yep.
And yeah, so we're basically flowing money between ourselves. And because these transactions maybe are not confirmed so much in the blockchain for now, they're still not showing, impacting my balance on the top. Okay. I can also introduce you something as well, which is if I click there, this is supposed to show me what is the state of my transaction. And for now, it's saying that this transaction that Nami says happened still is not being echoed in the blockchain, or maybe not echoed enough. I'm going to copy this bit, which is something that I could copy from here as well, which is the transactions hash. And I'm just going to do an experiment. Bear with me. So we have wallets, faucets, demos, block explorers. So we were on one of them, and I think this one is the alternative one. And so on this one, I can introduce that as well. And you see here, it's already showing something. So I think it's this block explorer, which is Cardano scan, which is currently having trouble on the testnet. But if I go with the same code, which is the code for this transaction, and I put it on this block explorer, so these are just independent websites that are also listening to what's happening on the blockchain. And this one already knows that this transaction went ahead. And you see there's something interesting as well, which is the confirmations. So currently there's only 4 servers that agree that this transaction is valid. Okay. If I press F5, maybe we'll see that numbers rise, not for now, but okay. So this gives you a bit of the notion of your first transfer. Let's step back for a second and go back to closing some windows, go back to our things. So we funded our wallet. We even did, oh, sorry, I don't want to write on this window. This is what, from your point of view, you can make comments on it. I'm going to write on it on another window that I have here somewhere. There we go. By the way, our meeting only has 5 more minutes. And if you notice the document, I wanted to challenge you to meet on Discord on a voice channel, on your main voice channel, chat room for Cardanox, where we can do some, wrap up of this session. So you can give me feedback and we can talk a bit more about if we can do this the same time next week and a little more. Okay. So if the Zoom goes down, we'll meet on your Cardanox chat room voice chat. Okay. So I was telling you that I'm going to add in here what we did for anyone that wants to run things in the future situation, running the course. So here you can do initial transfer with colleagues. Okay, so because we're really running out of time, and I don't even have the timer for that, but I think it's 4 minutes something. Let's just take a look at what we can do in future sessions. Okay, so the recovery phrase is something that, like I said, it's from the recovery phrase that's generated your address, and it's the main thing. So even if we deleted the extension now, if I deleted this Chrome profile, as long as I kept this text file with the recovery phrase or a piece of paper, if it was mainnet, I won't want digital notes of this, but I could always have access to my funds with the recovery phrase. Okay. And because of that, if I go, for example, here onto the second wallet that we want to use, which is Game Changer, I click there. Game Changer is an interesting wallet because it runs as a website. So it's not even a browser extension. And if I come here, I would be able to import my seed phrase, and both wallets, both applications would be using the seed phrase that I imported to it to give orders to the blockchain. Because there's a notion of when the wallet knows your seed, it's able to sign. What you're doing with the password, putting in the password, is actually signing the transaction. And that's why it's valid going into the blockchain. Okay, let's not get so much on the technical side here, but yeah, so this is just about this part. And then this we can leave for a future session where we use the recovery phrase to go into Game Changer, and we accept the terms, we agree. And in my case, it already creates an address for you, which is like a discardable one, but we will want to come here and do import another wallet via a mnemonic. So the seed phrase is also called a mnemonic. Okay, so if I did that and came here, I can agree to this, that I have backups and etc. And then it would ask me to put in my phrases. Okay, we're not going to do this today, but yeah, I think that's enough for now. On Game Changer, we could explore things a bit, and yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Cool. So we still have 3 minutes. Yeah. What else do you want to put in the menu? Actually, let me just show you one last thing in these 3 minutes. One notion that I want you to have, and I think it's interesting, is these things. So I'm a developer, but I'm also a functional analyst. And functional people don't worry about how things are stored. So if you could take a look at these two things, I would like to have, maybe we can talk about the left side one with you on Discord, and the technical ones maybe a bit more asynchronously. But it's important for you to have these two notions. Like, you're an agile user, you ask functional questions, you know, we want to know what buttons do, and that's all you care about, because that's the real utility of things. Okay. Sorry to stop sharing, but yeah, we just have 2 minutes. Sebastian, welcome for coming as well. And Nishan we were just on a call with Nishan before. You want to say hi in 2 minutes?
Hey,
Sebastian?
hey everyone.
Hey.
Hey,
So
long time no
Sebastian is a
see.
veteran from Gimbalabs.
Yeah, met Wan Singh in a lot of like Cardano events, and yeah.
Cool. Come on, Sebastian, don't be shy.
Hey guys, sorry. I'm just other student in this process of learning, in this learning journey. And Lucas is a great teacher. Great teacher.
Cool.
And thanks for having me here.
Great, great. So maybe we'll have one next week. I'll inform people on Discord later. But I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I got the guys to have their own environment, and let's hope that yeah, keep showing things to colleagues and sending tokens. I'm going to send you some Sky coin, which is my coin. My nick is Skywalker, so I create Sky coin. Okay, we'll do your own coins. Maybe you can start thinking of a name for your coin: Huangxing coin, Lucy coin, whatever you think. And yeah, so I'm going to cut it here, and let's meet on Discord just to arrange if you can have yeah, next scheduling. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.